reconnecting with your purpose through healing. Healing our wounds is where our path can open up to us. I mean, I wouldn't say this is purely your energy, but this is your energy in the sense of like, this is your element. So the Queen of Cups is someone that's like in their emotional energy. They have a very giving energy in regards to like understanding the waters. They've mastered that water energy and that connection to it and the ability to manipulate it, and the ability to work through it. And that is one of the power elements for water signs, is they have that ability, that emotional understanding, especially right now in the world we are in, is definitely a power that not a lot of people have, or not a lot of people have mastered. So having that empathy, having that mastery of your emotions, and providing a space for other people's emotions is truly a remarkable gift. And the Queen of Cups showcases that, because she's able to hold space for herself, but she's also able to hold space for others, and also has the ability to use her gifts, because that is what your gift is as a water sign. You have the gift of being able to manipulate the water, being able to potentially manipulate emotions, but it's also being able to like work through emotions, being able to sit with the emotions. And not a lot of people can do that, where they let the emotions take over them and they are influenced by their emotions and they are not the master of their emotions. Queen of Cups, it's a very like motherly energy, having the ability to sit with a child's emotions, and not just a child, can be anyone. In this card we see a crow, and crows are often about like shadow, the third eye, tuition. So this talks about like having the ability to hold your own cup of your emotions, holding other people's cups of your emotions, holding a ball, which is almost like a crystal ball in regards to like the third eye, which sometimes crows symbolize. And I find it interesting that there's a rainbow, because after it rains there's always a rainbow, which kind of provides like a beautiful illustration to the Queen of Cups energy. But this could be talking about like you've either mastered your emotion, this is your energy, you are coming through in your own reading. I want to say this also talks about emotional intelligence. In regards to the crow and third eye, crows are very smart, and so it's having that emotional intelligence and emotional intuition. If you have the ability to feel other people's feelings, I feel that is how you can see. That is how you can see through the crystal ball. Might actually be called right now to really touch base with your feelings, and you might be called into isolation, a time of like reserving yourself in order to reflect, in order to compose yourself, in order to really self-guidance of coming back to yourself, seeking out knowledge. In order to seek out that knowledge, we have to go inward. We have to isolate ourselves, is what the Hermit is, and is that isolation that is the lantern, the light for us. You're a very giving person. Queen of Cups has the energy where she's able to hold space for others, and she has the whole ocean. Like she's holding an Ace of Cups potentially. The power element for the Queen of Cups is water, because you can see it's not just the water there, it's also the water from the skies. And so with the Three of Swords, which often can depict painful situations, the Queen of Cups energy and the Queen of Cups energy, you can, from the sadness, from the rain, you can fill your own cup. There's a painful situation that's calling you to kind of reserve that energy, that emotional energy yourself, in order to self-reflect, in order to just reserve yourself for a time of cultivating new knowledge about yourself. And what might occur is that after you do this, because the Three of Swords comes after the Hermit, it doesn't come before, because if it came before, then it would be like you have a painful situation which kind of triggers you to isolate yourself. But the Three of Swords comes after the Hermit, so this could be a time of like emotional connection to yourself, where you're learning about your own emotional nature, and then it actually cultivates when we take the time to kind of pull back, then in some cases people tell us in painful situations, it's painful scenarios where when we pull back our energies because we have so much love to give, then those people walk away from us, and that can be really painful, that people aren't willing to hold the same cup or the same amount of energy or the same amount of space for us as we hold for ourselves, especially if we are very emotional creatures. That is what I'm seeing, that there's a point where you're seeking isolation from the world of self-discovery or just self-reflection, and then it triggers a painful situation, potentially a betrayal, of being backstabbed. Swords is about knowledge, so there could be some information that you learn about in regard. There might be some information you learn about when you are in the process of like self-reflection, learning about yourself, taking time for yourself to kind of separate yourself from the outside world, to get to know yourself, to get to know your path. From that, you could learn some new information which creates a painful ending or betrayal. And we're seeing a king and a queen, and so this tells me like it's a chess game, like it's a game, it's checkmate. There's also an apple, which reminds me of Snow White, which also depicts like betrayal, like because Snow White is innocence betrayed by the witch or the queen. Naturally, you're gonna want to rest. It's interesting that the Hermit doesn't come after the Three of Swords. It actually comes before. So this is a time where like I think you are the Queen of Cups, and then for some reason you decide, well, we will see what it is, but you decide to take time for yourself, and that time for yourself is then triggered by learning about a painful situation, a betrayal, something that really hurts you. But yeah, so let's now look into what the Queen of Cups with the Hermit actually signifies for you. So like I said, the Hermit, this represents introspection, solitude, and inner guidance. So right now you might be in a period in your life where you're searching knowledge about yourself or a path towards enlightenment. And I feel like you're trying to understand yourself emotionally, because we have the Queen of Cups with the Hermit. This is a need that you need to take some time away from noise or distractions of the outside world to focus on your inner self, to seek answers to the deeper questions, which will trigger outside people to potentially some kind of betrayal. Or it might be that when you put yourself in isolation, when you take the time for yourself to learn to focus on your inner self, then you discover new knowledge, because there's books everywhere. So you might discover new knowledge when you actually do take a step back, when you do start seeking information or answers into your inner world, because that is what the Hermit is. It is a path into the inner world. We'll find information, knowledge, that's what the swords represent, which will hurt you, which will be a betrayal in some sense. It doesn't have to be about love. It could just be learning new information about a situation that really hurts you, and then you are in the process of isolating, and then in the process of already taking that time to get to know yourself, you might go into isolation where you actually need rest. The Hermit itself is representing for you, Scorpio, a time of introspection, soul searching, or a need for solitude. This is a time for you, Scorpio, of a transition, potentially a period of darkness or uncertainty that could be endured before the light or understanding can be found, in which we can see with the Three of Swords. The Queen of Cups, this represents your emotional stability, intuition, and nurturing. So you could be taking the time to listen to your intuition and making a decision that in order to listen to your intuition, you need to take a step back into your own inner world. And once you do that, there's going to be some sense of a betrayal. The Queen of Cups with the Hermit, this is letting you know that this is a time to trust your intuition and emotions to find a deeper understanding of yourself and your situation. because the Queen of Cups is representing your emotional stability that you're nurturing, a need, and it's calling a need to trust your intuition, a trust to take the path of potentially isolation, or just kind of being a recluse for a minute, to receive, to not be influenced by the outer world, and to really connect with your own answers, your own intuition, and not being bothered with other people's answers, because that is one of the struggles with the Queen of Cups energy in regards to like emotional intelligence, emotional intuition, and that's what it is, emotional intuition. And so you might be like reserving your energy and kind of taking a step back into your own path, and in doing so you will learn a painful situation. I think this is beneficial for you because you are Scorpio, you are a very deep and intuitive individual, and I think if you follow your intuition, if you follow your emotional intuition, which is a power, that will be a guide to reserving yourself for things and people that actually matter and who won't betray you. The Queen of Cups with the Hermit is suggesting, Scorpio, that this is a need. This is a time for introspection and emotional stability for you. So definitely you're currently seeking deeper answers to questions, and you really need to trust your emotional intuition to find them. Focus on your inner self and your emotions, and this does suggest for you a time of healing and self-care, where you are connecting to your emotions and learning to nurture them. And in nurturing your emotions and nurturing your own yourself and your own path, it is going to cause things being revealed to you which will be painful for you. We are seeing the Tower, so something in your foundation is falling away. Tower also refers to like having, because you see the light, there's always a lightning bolt, which is like sporadic thought or this enlightenment that breaks down everything. And we're seeing here source, so there's something of enlightenment with the Hermit. So there's something of an enlightenment in this path, solitary path, that you seek in regarding to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your emotional intuition, which will make you realize that the foundation unfortunately, it wasn't built on solid ground, that it needs to fall away in order to create. You can't keep, if the foundation isn't rooted, can't keep building upon it, because if you do, at some point or other it's going to fall away, no matter how strong, no matter what you do. If the roots are weak, the roots haven't been watered, tree is going to fall. What is this Three of Swords? This is a Star. So this is a period of healing for you, and potentially this pain actually might trigger you to finding your destiny, to finding your North Star, because the star also can signify like reconnecting with your purpose through healing. Very chiron path for you, where in isolation, in seeking inner wisdom from yourself in your inner path, there is going to be betrayal, but that betrayal, that wounding, potentially chiron wounding, because we see the Three of Swords with the Star, could be a healing process where it actually cultivates your path for you, where it actually showcases your path for your destiny through the chiron healing path. Because potentially from healing our wounds is where our path can open up to us. You can see that this woman here is cradling her chest. She's hurt. Her heart is hurt. But from her heart there comes a river that's feeding, that is a open stream, that is nurturing, that is kind, that is enveloping, that is nurturing the earth. So it is that through the wounding, healing the wounding, that then path is going to open up for you, and how you can nurture the world, how you can nurture the earth. What is the Hermit? The Hermit energy. Here's the Hermit energy is a Tower, like found something in your foundations falls away, in where you are triggered to isolate yourself, and it then cultivates a painful situation, which actually brings you to your healing. Scorpio is one of those signs that like they are a master of darkness in order to cultivate abundance, in order to cultivate growth, in order to cultivate openness of their heart. So yeah, in the Tower moment of having to, that might trigger you to look inward, to take a isolated path because foundations are falling away of what you have built up. There, in that crumbling of the Tower, in the crumbling of your foundation, there is going to be an Ace of Pentacles. There is going to be an offering for potential projects or business or something new, a new path for you to look into.